Alright, what is going on, my dudes? We are back here today with the newest champ of 2022, Sauron. Now, I am also going to make a video of just Sauron solo by himself. That's going to be uploaded probably within the next 15 minutes. By the time you're watching this, they're probably both up there. So if you don't care about seeing him doing horsey stuff, go check out that video and then skip this one. However, you know, you got 5 thoughts on the team. I say all the time, Mutant Class is about team building. He's not as much of a team builder as Toad was, not as cheesy and benefiting from the Horseman stuff as Toad was. In fact, Sauron really doesn't need it whatsoever. Some might even argue that Sauron is better without it, and let me explain to you why. Sauron has something in his abilities there where he has a 35% chance to do some burst damage on a light attack, okay? Now, when this ability fails, he gains a passive prowess. Now, Apocalypse here, he increases offensive ability accuracy by 30% when you have a Horseman. But he also gives additional prowess and everything else. So you have to say to yourself, is that drawback worth it? You don't get prowess as easy, but I have more prowess damage. And let's look at the rest of the team here, the rest of what we built here, okay? So Kang is here, Cable is here to make us a Horseman faster. With Professor X, we have plus 25% special attack damage, then also a mental barrier, which is going to eat the entirety of the first recoil damage from the first special 2. And then over here with the White Mags, we're not a hero, but with Apocalypse, Horseman gain plus 30% prowess potency. So we'll have 80% prowess, passive prowess, right? And then if we look at our handy dandy calculator over here, right, we have an initial 35% chance, right, to get that burst damage. When that fails, that's when we get our prowess, okay? So we're going to add on 0.30% offensive ability accuracy from the Horseman ability, and then add that 10.5 onto the original 35. So instead of a 35% chance, we have a 45% chance. So it is about the same. Personally, I see that trade-off being very much so worth it when it comes to using Sauron, because it increases his damage by just that much. So, we already have a lot of gameplay recorded, a lot of Horseman type stuff, where we're going to go to like Biohazard and Caltrops and stuff like that, and we're going to see how this guy does. And the best part about it is that, honestly, he can do everything that you're seeing in this video without the Horseman ability. But hey man, Apocalypse exists, so let's see how he does. I already have a video up, I'm uploading it if you're watching this right away, of Sauron by himself, no synergies. Let's do one with the whole mutant kitchen sink here, because it's not like APOC, Cable, Professor X, and Mags are bad champs, right? So let's start jumping right in with our favorite fight in the game. Let's check out a Winter Soldier fight, and if you want to see how this matches up against the regular rank 3 Sauron, hey man, I'm gonna have the rank 3 Sauron fighting Winter Soldier in that other video by himself, so you can go check it out. Spoiler alert, it's pretty much the same thing. So one thing that I noticed when playing Sauron, okay, like I said, you have only a 55% chance of failing instead of a 65% chance. So I use that heavy attack so I can control my prowess a little bit more, regardless of if I'm using, you know, the Horseman ability or not. One thing you'll notice is that we're, you know, 95% resistant to bleed always, but with the Horseman ability, it goes up to 100%, which is definitely very nice. How about that, man? A nice, giant, enormous special too. One thing with Sauron is he definitely is at mercy of the crit RNG. That's one thing with him. When he crits on the special 2, you're gonna like this guy a lot more than when he doesn't. Now, I'm going to put something in the title probably about how Horseman Sauron is just a sustainable, reliable champion. And as you can see, he really is, man. He is very straightforward, he's simple to use, he is easy to play, he feels smooth to play, and his health bar consistently goes up, which I think is really, really great, man. Because the special 1 lifesteal, it's pretty potent, okay? So now we went for special 2, special 1. We're going to go for special 2, special 1 again. And as you can see right here, the last part of that crit very, very heavily, but the first few hits did not. So if the first few hits crit, we may have killed him with that special 2, but who knows? But as you can see, look at our health bar at the end of the fight. We're at 99%, and we threw 4 special attacks. That is definitely not too bad when it comes to this guy, right? definitely not too bad. Now, the 6-star rank 3 that wasn't a Horseman did about the same, right? Special 2, Special 1, Special 2, Special 1. You have to do a few more combos after, but keep in mind, we have a nice, like, plus 80% additional prowess from Apocalypse and White Max, okay? So that's definitely helping out quite a bit. And I definitely feel like he's just a little bit stronger with the synergies. Plus, we have the Professor X Synergy 2 that's also increasing special attack damage. So the one place I feel like Sauron is lacking is just like the mega damage that we see in the mutant class, right? So this synergy team definitely goes a long way in helping that. So where is he going to be really good as a Horseman or not? Biohazard and Caltrops, man. He's going to be great for this because he's immune to poison and resistant to bleed. So essentially what we're going to do here is we're going to go onto this Biohazard lane and we're going to do a few fights, and we're going to go to a Caltrops lane and we're going to do a few fights. And another place where Sauron, you know, supposedly shines is when his ability accuracy is reduced. So we're going to check out a lane like that as well. So we have a few fights to check out in this video, okay? So as you can see, there's a lot of RNG involved with just like ramping him up because it depends on how much your light attack ability fails, right? And as you can see, regardless of if you're a Horseman or not, it's usually like about this time that, and of course, you know, she went invisible on us with that special too, but look at the damage here against like an Act 6, Act 7 opponent. It's really like special 1, special 2 dead for the most part, right? And of course we're getting hit here because we're really good at the game, but ignore that part, forget about that, doesn't really matter. But just damage wise, I feel like his rotation, right, of special 2, special 1 is really suited very well for this size health pool. Like around 225, 250,000 health, because that's really like, you know, special 2, do a nice bit, special 1, almost kill them, heal back up to full, and then they'll die. And I feel like that is a really solid rotation for going through like Act 6, Act 7 fights. And he's very well suited for this size health pool. When you go up against Winter Soldier, you know, you go through his rotation here of special 2, special 1, ramping up with the prowess and everything, and it's like, okay, Winter Soldier is a little over half dead, but you gotta remember that Winter Soldier has like 550,000 health, right? That's why I don't always like, you know, always testing heavily on Winter Soldier. I'll show rotations and like general damage on him, but like, look at this, man. 1 special 2, Ghost is almost dead, the bleed's taking her down, right? The degen is paused, it's nice, the burst damage is increased, and before we even get the special 1 off, Ghost is completely flushed down the toilet like it's absolutely nothing. So yeah, man, I really do enjoy using him in these smaller, medium-sized health pools, okay? And like I said, the utility is pretty nice, you know, poison immunity, essentially immune to bleed, except he heals from it. So he's really amazing for any biohazard or Caltrops lane. He'd be good for, like, for example, Morningstar, who places bleeds on you, right? Who else? Are there other champions who place bleeds when you hit them? I'm not entirely sure. But any nodes that place those bleeds on you or poisons, right? He can even do, for example, Caustic Temper if you bring along Heimdall and Angela, get the Fury buff on you, right? So yeah, you could do, you know, he has prowess buffs, right? So we can do Special Connoisseur. I'm just thinking out loud, like, what can this guy do? He can do a decent bit, right? He can definitely do a decent bit here. And as you can see, here's the special 2 going into the special 1 while extinction mode is still active. You activate extinction mode, by the way, by hitting the opponent when you're at 10 prowess, okay? And as you can see, by the end of the first cycle here, after 3 fights, he's dead at the end of extinction mode, and we're healed up to a full yellow bar of 100%. He's sustainable, he's tanky, he's reliable, and he feels really smooth to play. So now we're gonna go over to Caltrops here in 6.3.6, and this, by the way, is how you make a champion of Horseman in the first fight of the quest. I always recommend you do the first fight with Apocalypse, but for video making purposes, we're just going to kill him off. People always ask, so this is how you do it. And again, if you want a full breakdown of Sauron's abilities, go check out the other Sauron video that I'm going to upload today. If you're watching this video past 30 minutes of its upload, it's already out. If not, you gotta just wait a few minutes if you're watching this right away. Probably like at this point, if you're watching this right away, probably like 10 more minutes, okay? But yeah, essentially on this fight here, there's Caltrops, and as you can see, every time we dash back, Doesn't even matter. Don't have to worry about it. We're essentially double immune, which is really nice. So now at this point, I'm going for the special one because we're on the node here that drains our power after 20 seconds or whatever it's called, right? And as you can see, the mental barrier synergy, it pretty much ate the entirety of the recoil there from the first special attack. So I definitely really like that synergy for him, especially because he's already super suicide friendly. This makes him even more suicide friendly. So at this point against Black Panther, I'm pretty much going to do the same thing. I'm just building up my prowess, right? I'd like to get to a special attack here, and we're about to enter extinction mode right now, essentially, so I'd like to get off a special one, but it looks like we're not going to be able to because of, oh, never mind, we got it, and we're pausing extinction mode with it too. So another thing in his SIG ability, as you can see, there's a nice big potent bleed ticking down Black Panther, okay? Very, very, very nice. That's from his SIG ability. It doesn't happen all the time, but whenever you go to put a bleed, incinerate, or degen on you while you're in extinction mode, you're going to put a passive effect of that same kind on the defender instead, or along with it. But, you know, we're immune to bleed, basically. We heal from it, so we don't have to worry about that. Now, he doesn't resist the damage from incinerate or degen, so I can't recommend you do that. However, if you happen to find yourself with the degen on you, hey, it'll go back on the defender, and same for the incinerate. But like I said, he heals from the bleed, he doesn't heal from those. Also, the unblockable is like a nice length as well, which I like. So as you can see, I'm dashing back, right? I'm dashing back with caltrops on, and the bleed, right? It's doing a nice bit of damage. It really is. So this is like, it's not like super cheesy if it's stacked. My initial thought was like, oh man, I saw the SIG, I was like, this is gonna stack and this is gonna do so much freaking damage. I was so excited, but I went and I tried it and it just refreshes. It doesn't stack. And if you dash back and keep dashing back, it keeps resetting it so you don't get the damage to tick. So you have to do it very, you know, like carefully in a way where it just ticks kind of consistently, but it's very nice to have and it's better than nothing, man. It's definitely a very decent additional source of damage in those very rare scenarios. So I do like him quite a bit for both caltrops and biohazard, and as you can see, he does really well against these fights here, right? He did really well on biohazard. He's doing really well on caltrops. He's not as fast as Ghost, not as fast as Omega Red, but those champions were really like made for that content, right? But I mean, honestly, you can almost say that about him as well, because look at his health. He's at 100% health. Right? And we'll do one more fight here as well on caltrops against Ronin, where we have class advantage again. So again, you know, I've said before, my biggest gripe with him is that his damage is slightly underwhelming sometimes, but when you go up against like this size health pool with class advantage with a few synergies, he feels a lot better to me. And he definitely feels really good in this fight right here, as we'll see, okay? So, like I said, we're gonna build up, get our 10 prowesses, gonna go through our little Sauron rotation here. We can't make it to special 2 because he drains our power. That's okay. We're in extinction mode here. We're gonna dash back to put the bleed from the SIG, dash in to put the bleed from extinction mode on the 10 prowess, and at this point here, we're gonna keep dashing back sporadically. As you can see, look at that, it takes him away nicely. And Ronin is down to 10% health here after one special one, and we're all the way up at 100% of our health, finishing with the special one. So that was definitely pretty decent, man. So you could say, I mean, 44 hits as well, by the way, is nothing to scoff at. If it was Ghost, it would be like a 1 hit, right? But I mean, I feel like we've been kind of ruined by like Ghost and the Cosmic Ghost Riders of the world that just kind of nuke everything in 2 seconds, right? Even Hercules as well. So this is definitely very decent damage from this guy. Now, we're gonna do one more fight here, not as a Horseman, but this is Shake and Bake. It's also buffed up. So I brought Odin along. Ignore Odin, not doing anything for us whatsoever. Also Impatient, not doing anything for us. The only node here essentially to look at is Shake and Bake. Every 10 seconds, the attacker is inflicted with an indefinite concussion passive, reducing ability accuracy by 20%. So Sauron, whenever like one of his abilities fails to proc, he gains a prowess. If it fails to proc because of ability accuracy reduction, he gains more prowess. So he's supposed to be like really good against like these fights here, right? Where we're going to be essentially, you know, having our ability accuracy reduced. Personally, I didn't really see that to be the case. I feel like that's more of a defensive ability. I feel like this guy is going to be a real pain in the butt on defense, man, especially in the new Alliance War nodes on like Path 6. I think it's going to be a really rough defender on those prowess nodes. I really do. And I think that the ability accuracy thing is a defensive ability. Is it like nice to have when it happens? Yeah, kind of. But as you can see, it didn't really do anything too special here that we haven't seen in other fights. And of course, our special 2 and our special 1 is healing Ultron because of his SIG ability as well. So Sauron versus Ultron most certainly is not the best matchup in the entire game. Definitely not the best matchup for Sauron. But as you can see right there, we gained more prowess, right? So go back like 10 seconds and watch that if you want to. But you'll notice that we gain prowess a little bit faster, a little bit easier, because when we don't have it fail specifically because of the ability accuracy reduction, well, then we're going to gain our prowess faster, and that's always nice, right? But I feel like seeking out these ability accuracy reduction fights to use Sauron is not the best use for him, in my opinion. I love him in Biohazard and Caltrops, I do. But I feel like there's probably a better option for this buffed up Ultron, and there aren't too many nodes out there that actually reduce your entire ability accuracy. There's a lot of nodes that actually reduce your defensive ability accuracy. However, his abilities don't trigger based on defensive ability accuracy reduction. They trigger based on offensive ability accuracy and also, you know, regular just ability accuracy in general. So all those nodes, all those skill champs to reduce defensive ability accuracy, he has the class advantage over them. He's probably going to be decent over them. All of his stuff is passive, right? But unfortunately, he doesn't get that mega benefit that you would like. But still, regardless, man, he feels very solid to me. He feels solid, he feels reliable, he's fun to play in my opinion. His animations are really cool. I definitely enjoy him. If I got him, I'd probably rank him up, but I'm not going to go crazy opening cows or arena for him. But if he happens to fall into my lap, I probably will rank him up because, man, he's sweet. He's cool. He's a dinosaur. He looks really awesome. His abilities are pretty cool. And yeah, he's just like a solid go into the fight, go into the match, fight, and do well champion is how I see him. Not game breaking, nothing super OP, but he's pretty darn fun to play and very reliable and sustainable. Alright, my dudes, that's going to be it for this video. If you enjoyed it, drop your boy a big ol' like. Comment what you think about the newest champ in MCOC in the comment section below, and make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any future videos just like this coming to you in the future. I'll be seeing you around.